All right, gang. Burning question number 2. This also comes from Justin. He asks, have any folks had successful conversations with group members who have started to tune out, either in getting them back in the swing or moving them to one-on-one training? What a good question. And this happens. Motivation fizzles, life happens. So let's dive into this. Here is a place where you can showcase your one-on-one skills. You can show how valuable and versatile they are and how they can help them toward their specific goals. Simply ask them better questions. Example, Justin, what's your biggest goal that you haven't achieved yet? Sean, I want to muscle up. Okay. Use the following framework. If I made time, would you? And then insert in there, Justin, if I made time to help you work on your muscle up twice a week, because you told me it's a level 9 out of 10 important too. You've been coming here 3 years and you really want that muscle up. And it's specific. And in that one-on-one, I can coach you through specific drills, get out coach's eye, get you closer to that goal, that muscle up, and help you feel how good it is to be able to do a muscle up. If I made time twice a week, would you want to get together in a 30-minute skill session? If I made time, would you? Another question we could ask is, Justin, why don't you think you've achieved that yet? Pinging off the first one. He goes, I just don't have enough time, or whatever things come about. So the questions really unpack the useful information that we need and can help us route them. The reality of all of this, and here we'll speak to tuned out members or members who maybe are just not showing up enough, losing their drive. I'll give you an example here of something that we've done that's worked, is we need to get beyond the surface. Whether that's us emailing them, our CSM if you have one. Here's a couple examples that we've written that worked well. Justin, you've been a member here since 2013. What has been 2 to 3 of your proudest achievements? So what we're doing here is we're finding what matters to them. And that will unload more questions. You can have an exchange. Again, dialogue is good. What's 1 or 2 of your current biggest struggles? And this is where we find out where we can help them. Let me give you an example. Motivation, schedule, any of these things that personal training is better rooted for. Again, go back to your framework. I don't want to see you fall off the wagon, lose all the progress you've made. And this is me speaking the truth and speaking to people's pain. They don't want that either. They're struggling. So this is me sending a lifeline. If they say, no, I'm good, okay, they're good. And you let it go. Because maybe they're not a right fit for one-on-one. Maybe they're not a right fit for group either. And those who obviously accept your lifeline will get better in the process. Another question you could ask is, Justin, is group helping you meet all of your goals? That's a big one. I love group classes. I don't want to lose group classes, but I'm just struggling with XYZ. I feel like I'm not getting stronger. I feel like so-and-so is surpassing me. All these things that we hear. And I'm not downplaying them, I'm just relating. I've gone through these and heard these 10 years now. Another route you could go in asking is, check attendance. I noticed in February and March, your attendance average was about 12 to 16 times a month. And now in June or July, you're averaging about 5 times per month. How do you feel about that? And these questions allow avenues to be open. So to sum up this one, ask better questions. The last thing here that I'll part with here is we need to ask ourselves, based on our vision, our values of what group class means to us, what personal training means to us, and what we're doing in that. because it's not for everybody. It's not. People will do what you're doing for less. People will do different avenues, and that's totally cool and acceptable. Everybody can do different things. When we get more clear on what our service is, who group is for, who group is not for, who our one-on-one training is for, and who it is not for, things become very clear. To go back to the tuned out members, in reality, we shouldn't have to chase members down to come to class. And if they're struggling with attending to class, obviously there's an accountability and a motivation factor at play. And that, if they're a fit, would definitely be better in a one-on-one environment. Or another food for thought is, if it's friends or a couple, a 2-to-1 or even up to a 4-to-1, and you determine the rate per person, and it's smaller, but you cap it. It's not another class. It's a personal training session where, yes, there's tweaks, there's customizations. It's at a higher premium. You're doing up to 4 people per one, but that solves a bigger group. And when I say bigger group, I mean 2, 3, or 4 people's problem all in one, than them just falling off and doing nothing. I hope that helps. Comment below if it has.